Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. There is an addition to the agenda. We've noticed that, so I'll ask the question. Moved by Councillor Scapinello, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the agenda be approved as amended.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. Is there any disclosure of pecuniary interest or general nature thereof? Seeing none, there are no delegations or presentations, therefore we'll move to adoption of previous minutes. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Arola. Resolved that the minutes of the special meeting held on April 2nd, 2020 are adopted as circulated.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting held on April the 8th, 2020 are adopted as circulated.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. There are no petitions and there is no correspondence, so we'll move to the reports and committees. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Scapinello. Resolved that the minutes of the meetings of the Thunder Bay District Board of Health held February 19, 2020 be accepted as received.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Arola. Resolved that the minutes of the meeting of the Thunder Bay District Social Service Administration Board held March 19, 2020 and March 19, 2020 closed be accepted as received.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat, being a bylaw to promote and regulate physical distancing during the COVID-19 emergency within the Township of Manitowoc be read a first and second time.
Thank you. Through the emergency order that the province has put in place, they took care of the major components of that legislation, and it's fell onto the municipalities for if people aren't maintaining the social distancing. So for us to get involved in doing with that, we need to enact a bylaw that will only be in as long as the provincial emergency order is in effect. Once that's rescinded, the bylaw is automatically rescinded. So it gives the municipalities the option to public educate and, if not compliance, to lay charges with short form wording and a ticket for non-compliance of social distancing or physical distancing. Questions?
Are there any questions?
No, just one thing though. I just noticed that we went right to the bylaws and we didn't go to the verbal updates.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that.
But
This to be right after the bylaw.
no, other than that, the bylaw will be. Is that basically complaint enforced?
What we're doing is both the OPP and the Thunder Bay District Health Unit have complaint lines set up. So we're working in conjunction with them. So, for instance, if the Thunder Bay District Health Unit had a complaint, they could contact the municipality and we could work with them on the public education and enforcement, or the OPP can also enforce this bylaw. It's written both, so our municipal bylaw officer or the OPP could issue a fine under the bylaw. So right now we've been out doing proactive public education and around just monitoring, and that's been effective.
Okay.
Any further questions?
Sorry, just another thing is also, I guess part of that education to me is I guess people need to be aware that it is highly recommended to do certain things, but it's not illegal to do certain things.
Yes, there's different things, and we've been fielding questions for the last 2 weeks about that very topic. Some of the bigger stuff that the province enacted is the OPP's job and their job to look after, so they're doing that. The gathering of fives and things like that, it's basically if it's a non-essential or just social functions that people are gathering for is where you're prone to be charged. Not somebody moving, for instance. I had a phone call about that. I had a particular person that was moving, and that's work then, and that's the stuff that people are doing. So that's not stuff that people would get charged for, things like that.
Correct. Yeah, because moving is an essential service.
That's right. It's an essential service.
Yeah.
So, it's like us having a fire call as an instance. I could have 15 firefighters at a call. We're bigger than a group of 5. We're not breaking the law because it's not a social activity. It's an essential service.
Okay, but now on that note, same as a social activity, if...
Sorry, I just...
like if, neighbors were to gather in... even in a driveway, as long as they're 6 feet apart.
6 feet apart, and the 5 if they're at a particular
That's correct.
function.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can go and socialize with your neighbors 6 feet apart.
Yes.
Without any...
Yes, less than groups of 5.
In less than groups of 5. Okay.
Yes.
So these are just things that I found that people have been complaining about, and then they're, like I say, they're highly recommended not to do, but
Yes.
they are not considered
Yes.
against the bylaw.
It's not a social gathering of more than 5 people.
Correct. Okay.
You and your neighbor on your patio, social distancing and having a cup of coffee is no harm.
Is not a problem. Okay, no, that's just something that I get that question very often also.
Yeah.
So.
And I had the question today too, where one particular person is the caregiver for their mother who lives in another house in town, but she's the mother's caregiver who needs her assistance to get by. That's an essential service, basically. So
Correct.
That's not a social event, and it's permitted.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no,
we'll
that's
field
fair.
lots more of those questions yet.
Yeah.
And the OPP have set up a line, and they have 10 officers across the province dedicated just to fielding those calls and are taking those calls. And they're not going out and doing hard enforcement. They're phoning the addresses, doing public education and stuff, because it is new, and a lot of people don't understand the intent or the purpose. So hopefully we can handle most of this through public education.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
No further questions?
Hey, yes, through the chair, just one question. Question that I've been getting a little bit is for transportation. I looked in the bylaw. I didn't jump out at me for any type of transportation bylaw. What I mean by that is if somebody was to give somebody else a ride who doesn't have a license or is unable to drive.
Okay, it's a good question. We had that question today as well.
Okay.
through our thing. So the one question comes, for instance, people going to the corner to work at the mine. They're deemed an essential service and they're going to work. Kind of hard to social distance when you're carpooling, so you might want to consider that, but they're not breaking the law doing that.
Okay.
Because they are deemed, it's the same thing again, I'll use my background fire, so if I put 5 guys on 6 people on a fire truck and go to a call, we're not breaking the law, we're deemed as an essential service, and you're permitted to do that, so. You still want to be aware of your social distancing. There has been reports, I'm sure you've seen it in the media, where a bunch of kids in a vehicle out driving around all night long, just cruising around town.
Yeah.
Police are viewing that as a social thing, and they're educating those people.
So, with that being said, somebody, say, giving somebody a ride to the grocery store.
Yeah,
Should
they're
people
less
be-
than 5. That's one of the rules, is
Okay.
less than 5.
Yeah.
So, and they're going groceries, which is an essential thing right now.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And furthermore, be read a third time passed and numbered as bylaw number 2020-12.
Councillor Arola,
Yes.
Councillor Hudson,
Yes.
Councillor Moffat,
Yes.
Councillor Scapanello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. And now, sorry, we bypassed your verbal, so.
That's fine. Through the chair, if I can, I'll give a CIO update tonight. I'd just like to ask all of council members, prior to the council meeting, if you know ahead of time, a few days, whatever, if you could get a hold of Jolene and let her know if you will or will not be attending, just to make sure we have social distancing in order, or if we need to get technology in place for more than one councillor to attend the meeting. We need to be planning that ahead of time. So if you could just indulge her and give her a phone call or an email, that would be great. Thank you. The mayor made a video today, which we've posted on the municipal website. It's a mayor's message to the public about COVID and some of the community messaging that we want to get out. And that. So as of today, as in the mayor's presentation, there are no known cases of COVID-19 in Manitouwadge. So we're happy to hear that, and hopefully that continues. There's been a lot of questioning and a lot of talk about what happens when we get our first case. This should not be your focus. We don't have a case, and the focus should be let's prevent and not get one. We've all seen the media. We know what we have to do. Let's keep doing the social distancing, washing our hands, not socializing in groups of 5, and being responsible when we go out to do our essential business. So we don't have a single case yet. We'd like to keep it that way, and through the preventive measures that the public are using and doing, hopefully we can keep it that way. We're all in this together, and we all have a part to play. So, in that, there's been, as council is aware, we've been having some weekly business meetings with the essential businesses in towns, webinar once a week. They've been very productive. One of the positive things that came out of it is we put a letter together for new residents. We're still selling houses. We still have people moving to Manitouwadge in the community. So it came from a suggestion out of those meetings that we put a letter together. We've done that. And I've actually had some phone calls of people that are either moving into town or moving within town about what they should be doing and precautions and that. So it's been really effective. And we had one new resident from out of town actually phoned and thanked us for putting it together because they had those kind of questions and didn't know where to go get it. So it's through the real estate, the insurance company, and or contacting the town. Anybody can get a copy of that information. So it's been well received. And a couple other communities have contacted us and picked up on that idea and now have similar sheets put together for their community. So it's been a good thing. We're having that weekly webinar that I talked about, and I think we've achieved what we needed to achieve. The businesses are doing a great job. They're together. So we're going to shift our focus a little bit based on some of the comments we've got at those meetings. And we're going to go to these 2 videos a week, which we'll post on, similar to what the mayor did today. We will be posting those on our Facebook and website. And we're looking at having, like, the mayor, I believe the CEO of the hospital is the other one this week. We're having the OPP, the owner of the grocery store. So we're trying to get people that are working on things and doing things to prevent COVID in the community to give a message to the community about what we're working on. So you'll see that coming over the next couple of weeks. The last meeting we had with the business community, we talked about continuity of operations planning and some stuff that we've done for the municipality, and we were asking the businesses to look at it as well. The feedback has been great, and the response has been very positive. We all know we have one grocery store, one pharmacy, one gas station, one bank. We don't want to see any of those operations get knocked out through carelessness or whatever. But the community has really done a good job of getting themselves prepared. In particular, the grocery store, we had a meeting with them on Friday afternoon, and they have a plan on what to do, what they need to do to clean, and all this stuff. So and I've talked to a number of businesses that have similar plans in place. So it's really good. The smaller businesses have a little tougher time. So I've been talking with the health unit, and I've requested 2 things. One is, what's the definition of a deep clean and how do you do one? So we're getting that information together, and we'll make it available to the local businesses. And then another one is a list of contractors that provide that service, so that we can have that information readily available for the local businesses should that be a situation that arises. So, and that. The Economic Development Officer continues to work with local businesses, gathering information on the government programs and funding that's out there available to the businesses. We have had some phone calls. We have had some local businesses be successful in getting that assistance already. So it's been helpful in also working out. Dog tags, we had questions over the issuance of dog tags, so we've developed a process to handle that. We're simply we can do electronic payments, get the registration information, and mail the tags out to the people. So we'll have the record that it's done, and we'll know they're in the system. So we've worked on that. We are working, Thunder Bay District Health Unit has assigned a contact to the community to be our liaison with the health unit. They were in town last week. They went around to the food service businesses in town, the grocery stores and restaurants, and just made sure that everybody's up to speed on what they're doing and that. And their feedback about what the businesses in Manitouwadge are doing was very positive about the steps and proactive approach they've been taking. So that was good to hear. That's kind of COVID stuff. Now we'll go on. Last week we had a community revitalization Zoom conference. The committee met over the web, did their meeting. The meeting has now been posted to the town's YouTube account, and you can access it through the municipal website if the public is interested in watching that meeting, working on community revitalization and rebranding of the community. So, yeah, it was an interesting meeting with really good discussion. I felt it was well done. So that will be posted up. This week is National Volunteer Week, so I'm sure some members of council seen we put it up on the big LED sign, thanking the volunteers in the community, and we just want to recognize them. They're a vital part of the community and do a lot of good work for the benefit of the whole community. So just to recognize the volunteers in the community. And I just want to remind everybody that you're not stuck at home. You're safe at home. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Move on to the business. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Scampanello. Resolved that Council is in receipt of Administration Report TR 202-06, submitted by Chris Towns, Acting Treasurer, regarding update to expanded financial authority to municipal councils, as provided to Council for information purposes.
Thank you. At the regular meeting of Council on March 25th, Administration provided Council with information regarding the province's allowance to extend financial authority to municipal councils. At this meeting, Council approved the deferral of the April 9th tax sale, the deferral of the water sewer rate increases, and that our tax and billing collection policies will be reviewed at today's regular meeting of Council. I have attached the current utility and tax collection policy for your review. Administration has been monitoring the financial impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic closely. After attending several web meetings hosted by AMO and MFAO for financial impact updates and possible support solutions, the administration report explains a few options that other municipalities have focused on. They're there for your review. At this point in time, I'd like to say that our after-hours drop box has been used largely. Online telephone banking payments have increased substantially, and the number of Visa, call-in, MasterCard payments have increased drastically as well. Administration is still working on the online software so residents can pay and view their utility and tax bills online from anywhere and make payments from any financial institution as well from there. That should still targeted to be done by the end of May.
Any questions? Or
Sounds good.
Well, thank you.
Good job. Yeah, thank you.
All of them, John. Councillor Arola?
Yes.
Councillor Kathy Hudson? Councillor Hudson?
Oh, sorry, I had you on.
That's okay.
I'm good with it.
Okay. Councillor Moffat?
Yes.
Councillor Scapinello?
Yes.
Mayor McEachern?
Yes. Moved by Councillor Arola, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that Council is in receipt of Administration Report CS 2020-04, submitted by Shelley Ferguson, Director of Community Services, regarding Kawasa Ski Hill 2019-2020 season report, as provided to Council for information purposes only.
Yeah, this was a report that Council requested a while back about the operation of the ski hill. Obviously, our season got cut short by COVID. It is an information item. If there is particular questions, We can get those recorded tonight and get them back to you, or you can contact the Director of Recreation yourself and field those questions. So if there's something particular.
Now, is there
Through the-
something?
Through the chair, I just want to say that, to me, the numbers look really well for the shortened season. I think that was a big positive, and, we might have had a star season if we could have continued it.
Yeah.
But, no, that's it.
Yeah, through the chair, I have to agree with Jim. It's great to see that people are using it, and while it was in operation, it did really well. Quick question. I noticed in this statement there's a few actual questions in here. Is that for us to review and get back to
I think it's for
Shelley?
council's consideration. She wanted things that you're going to think about moving forward. And it was a information report only. She wasn't looking for any direction tonight.
Okay.
So
So through the chair, there's no financial things to bring to us as
Well,
yet?
she did talk in there about revenue. We could get it more on a spreadsheet type thing, strictly on a financial end. If you'd like that, it's not a problem to do that for you. I noticed I looked at the report that it's some graphs and stuff in there about revenue and expenses and things like that. We could get a copy of the GL if you wanted to have a look at that particular level. That might be an easier way if that would be helpful for council.
Through the chair, I was just thinking of future challenges that are going to be...
Yeah, one of the ones that's coming up right now is, as council was aware, we were looking at hiring a new ski hill lift mechanic trainee, and with the COVID stuff, we put that on hold right now. We still have the individual. We know who the individual is. We were in the midst of hiring, and we're just reviewing all that stuff right now, and we'll make a decision on the best course of action here shortly with that. And so all the training opportunities are also shut down right now as well, which is another factor. So we could be into the start of next season, depending on how long this runs, whether we need to have somebody from Thunder Bay again coming down, overseeing and supervising, similar to what we did this year.
So through the chair, in some of these questions, they talk about replacing various items. Is that something that we should be planning for, or is this?
I think it's more to make you aware. They'll be through the budget process. She'll bring those. If there is requests right away, they'll come through the budget process.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Councillor Arola?
Yes.
Councillor Hudson?
Yes.
Councillor Moffat?
Yes.
Councillor Scapanello?
Yes.
Mayor McEachern?
Yes. Next item, moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Rollo. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report HS 202-01 submitted by Shelley Ferguson, JHSC Management Co-Chair, regarding health and safety policy. Do we want to discuss that?
This is, I don't want to call it strictly housekeeping, but it's an existing policy that the municipalities had. I think the first time was 2016, Jolene, the first year?
2016.
2016, we originally put this policy in place, and we have to bring it back to council every year to reaffirm the policy. So it's a matter of coming back to council. This is our policy. We'd like to have council adopt it and move forward with that as our operating policy for our health and safety committee.
And my question, are there any changes from the last one,
No,
or is it just
no, it's the same policy.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Be one extra additional item, late addition.
Oh, yes. And be it further resolved that upon conclusion of council's review and consideration, council approves health and safety policy number admin ADM 2018-03 as reviewed. Oh, you can ask that.
Councillor Arola?
Yes.
Councillor Hudson?
Yes.
Councillor Moffat?
Yes.
Councillor Scapanello?
Yes.
Mayor McEachern?
Yes. And the one more item is moved by Councillor Rolla, seconded by Councillor Moffat. Resolved that council is in receipt of administration report FBA 2020-02 submitted by Owen Cranny, acting CAO, CBCO, regarding McNeil's Value Mart request to put up a greenhouse on municipal property.
Thank you. Through the chair. Last year, this council addressed that same request. It's a very similar request this year. We had a very good meeting with the Value Mart on Friday, and we did make them aware of the community revitalization study and the traffic flow and all that. And we had a great discussion, and his feeling is on target, where if everybody's stuck at home this year, gardening in the backyard might be a good pastime for the residents. So certainly we concur and want to support that initiative.
Okay, yes, through the chair, I have no problems if the greenhouse goes up just the same way as it did last year.
Yeah.
They took care of everything. It was, it went up fast, came down fast, and didn't disrupt anything. Thank you.
Yes, through the chair, I agree. I feel it was done well and safely, so I got no issues or concerns with it.
Number 2. And be it further resolved that upon conclusion of Council's review and consideration, direct staff as follows. Council approves the use of the property as requested for the 2020 spring-summer season.
Councilor Arola,
Yes.
Councilor Hudson,
Yes.
Councilor Moffat,
Yes.
Councilor Scapanello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes. There are no motions or notice of motion, so we'll move to the closed session. Moved by Councilor Moffat, seconded by Councilor Scapanello, whereas Section 239.4 of the Municipal Act 2001 SO 2001 C25 provides that before holding a meeting or part of a meeting that is to be closed to the public, a municipality or local board or committee of either of them shall state by resolution the fact of holding of the closed meeting and the general nature of the matter to be considered at the closed meeting. Now therefore be it resolved that this meeting is hereby closed to the public as the subject matter being discussed falls under the following section. Section 239.2E, litigation or potential litigation including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality or local board, division court application.
Councilor Arola, Councilor Hudson,
Yes.
Councilor Moffat,
Yes.
Councilor Scapanello,
Yes.
Mayor McEachern.
Yes.
I'm going to disconnect your phone right there now, Councilor Hudson.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have to go upstairs. I'm going to go up your way, too.
Yeah, great shot.
Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Rolla. Resolved that the meeting is hereby declared to be open to the public at the hour 7:43.
Councilor Arola? Councilor Moffat?
Yes.
Councilor Scapanello?
Yes.
Mayor McEachern?
Yes. Moved by Councillor Moffat, seconded by Councillor Scampanello. Resolved that the regular meeting adjourn at the hour of 7:44. All in favor? You can ask that. It's hard to get used to.
Councilor Arola?
Yes.
Councilor Moffat?
Yes.
Councilor Scapanello?
Yes.
Mayor McEachern?
Yes.